Hi, I'm Ella Quittner and I'm a writer at Food52, and one of my favorite parts of my job is that I get to manage our recipe contest. So I asked Sam if she would come here today to help me give a sneak peek of how we usually do our testing for these contests. And this one is your all-time best creamy breakfast.
That sounds so good. I'm Sam Senabaratna. I'm a cookbook author and a food stylist here at Food52. I'm also a really big baker, so I'm pretty excited about this recipe.
Great.
Tell me, Ella, what exactly made you want to make this recipe?
So it's an oatmeal banana nut pudding cake by Jess in Kitchen, a community member. I think I was very taken with the phrase in the head note, magical custard layer. I think that really intrigued me and drew my eye in and my imagination. So I'm really excited to see how it is when it bakes. There's a lot of structure. I'm really interested in what happens with this creamy molten center.
Sounds really good and weird.
A lot of good and weird question marks for me. I will slice these bananas and you will melt the butter.
You got it.
My main consideration with figuring out how to slice these is I want to make sure that they're thick enough that they don't totally turn to mush at the bottom of the cake since it bakes for 40 minutes. But I also want to make sure that they get some nice caramelization.
I think this is ready. I'm going to take it off the stove and save that for later.
The recipe creator notes that we want the pan hot when we pour in the batter, and in the meantime that we want to get some caramelization on the bottom of the bananas.
Okay.
Now that we have our bananas going, we're gonna get started with the batter. So I will put together the wet ingredients.
I'll take care of the dry ingredients.
Thank you very much. So the first thing I need to do for the wet ingredients is measure out my milk. So we need 1 3/4 cup milk, and we're using real milk here because we wanna make sure that there's a lot of nice creamy liquid so that the oats have something to suck up and get structure when they're baking in the cake.
Okay. What's the first step? I think you have to put the butter in there, right?
Yeah, I think we're gonna beat together the butter and the eggs, but I like to break the eggs in first so that if I get any shell, if there's a situation.
It's a great tip.
Which is unfortunately pretty common for me. Okay, so I have 2 eggs and I'm gonna put the melted butter in here. The recipe says in a mixing bowl, beat together the eggs and melted butter. Okay, great. So we've got a tablespoon of sugar.
It's not a lot of sugar for a cake.
It's not, but I think because there's maple syrup, maybe.
Yes.
We have a 1/2 teaspoon of table salt.
Okay.
And then we want to add a 1/4 cup of maple syrup.
How much vinegar are you putting in?
1 1/2 tablespoons. So I think this is kind of funky. I mean, you see vinegar in cake batters from time to time as sort of an ingredient to react with the baking soda.
With the soda. Since there are no other acidic ingredients, it kind of makes sense. But you don't necessarily have to use both powder and soda in a cake or anything. So it's kind of interesting that they chose to.
Okay, so now I'm gonna pour this real milk into the wet ingredients and I'm gonna mix it all together.
While you do that, I'll finish the dry. So I have a cup of flour, I have a whole cup of oats since we're only using oats instead of rye flakes, and I'm gonna add my baking powder, baking soda, and whisk that together.
Now Sam is gonna mix our dry ingredients into our wet, and I'm gonna grab these bananas, which have been caramelizing over here, and turn the stovetop off. And then I'll take these walnuts and I'm just gonna sprinkle them kind of in between the banana pieces so that when the cake is baked and we cut into it, you get a little walnut and banana in every bite. So now should we, let's see, I think we should pour the batter on top of the bananas. This batter looks so loose, like much looser than I would expect, but I guess the oats will sort of take in all of the milk, and so that's how the cake will get its structure and it'll bake up and be sliceable.
And it's a pudding cake, so I think it's supposed to be sort of soft.
I love the sound of pudding cake.
Right?
My 2 favorites. So now the last thing we do is take this cream and just pour it right into the center of the batter. And there's an emphatic do not stir.
I love this. It's so neat. What's it gonna do?
That was thrilling. And now we can place this into the oven and just bake it for 40 minutes.
Ooh. It has such a beautiful, perfect crust.
I'm so excited to see where all that cream went.
Yeah, where did it go? We have no idea.
I have high hopes for the magical custard layer below the surface.
Me too. I'm gonna get into it. Let's see.
It looks like the oats really firmed up nicely.
Yeah. Whoa. It's like kind of sticky in a good way. Ooh, I like this. Can you see that? Look at that.
Okay, so now we get to taste.
I like these two layers.
I like the flavors of breakfast. I like the idea that if we're having this for breakfast, you have a little bit of maple in there.
You could drizzle this with some maple syrup.
I'm really into the custardy texture on the bottom. I think that is so unique and interesting.
But the crust is so nice. I think the top is really pretty and crunchy.
It's good with milk. I like the
Is it good?
crunchy top and a sip of milk. Very good 1-2 punch. Power couple.
Power couple.
Cheers.
Cheers.